Question 2. Representation. The film mainly represents females. In the genre of horror films, females have many different representations. There's a stereotype that can be the screaming, scared females who need rescuing, or they can be the strong females that lead the way, like the ones in The Descent, or even sometimes the monsters. The representation of females in our film is quite different, because she had a disturbed and warped childhood. She's psychologically confused and haunted. I don't know if you can see. She's an independent type who doesn't and couldn't belong to other people, and she wouldn't even understand the concept of being rescued. In a way, she is representing strong females because she's strong on her own, but she wouldn't be the type of person to be the strong female lead. It is quite a negative sort of absent representation of women, especially in a Western society. Many of the audience may believe that she is abnormal or she has a mental disorder. She's like an outcast from society. It's not a representation that other women would aspire to, but for the purpose of a psychological horror film, it's a representation we're going to create. In films generally, women, the dominant representation of women is like the fetishistic sort of looking. They're seen as the object of the male gaze, so it's quite an alternative representation of an evil girl, scary looking and not controlled by anyone. Earlier in the clip, we've got another representation of women when the husband is trying to kill the wife. So here the male is the active one, which is a typical male value, whilst the mother, or the wife, is pathetic. She's like the object, she's sort of a passive part. However, again, previously to that, we see the wife again, but this time she's the powerful one in relation to the girl. The low angle shot gives the impression of power when she's shouting at the little girl, so this is like a role change here, as she's the active one, but it is short-lived. We've also broadly got the representation of horror film. When the baddie first appears, we've got haunting audio music. This is a normal stereotypical convention in horror, and the representation quickly tells the audience that this is the bad person and it is the horror film. This means the audience can create their response to the person on the film. And we've also got a simplistic stereotype of bullies and bullying parents. I think it's the costumes here that show the representation. We generally associate bullying and bullies with schools, probably the young and dressed in school uniform. The first time the audience is introduced to them, it's a group of girls all huddled together laughing, so we can see that they're sort of typical bullies. As for the parents, we see them dressed to look not well dressed, like the dressing gown, and they're not in the nicest of environments, so it seems that the home life isn't exactly great, and it helps portray the representation of the adult bullies. However, in realism, it's probably not an entirely accurate representation of reality in general terms. Being bullied probably wouldn't make you as psychologically warped as you're trying to portray. However, the representations are there and they make the